So I don't go about trying to be different. In fact, I'm very much like my family. I want to understand AI a lot more for sure. We live in such unnatural lives, this unnatural, competitive, sort of cutthroat world. People's tastes are developed, they're manufactured by media. People don't realize this. It takes people in power to say, fine, let's just change the agenda.
Yes. Hello everyone, Jaskiran here on Jas Talking. With me today is Abhay Deol.
Hi.
Actor, producer. And I'm thinking you're going to write and direct your first film, Bun Tikki?
Bun Tikki is not my directorial. First of all, it's a film directed by Faraz Ansari.
Okay.
And it's produced by Manish Malhotra.
Okay. And what brings you to Chandigarh?
Oh, the festival. The film festival is here.
Alright. Like we were talking, you're not big on film festivals.
No, I didn't say that. Is that what you understood from what we spoke? Chinese whispers.
Yes.
Rumors get started. Nothing like that.
No rumors. It's just that, it's a long time since we've met you, Abhay.
Yeah.
If I'm going to jog your memory, you will probably not remember, but it was in probably 2008 when you were here shooting for Dev D.
Oh, wow.
We were very young journalists. We came to Basi Pathana and we saw this old Haveli converted into this maverick of a set and people running around. I met you the first time, Anurag Kashyap. And Kalki, all of them, and Mahi Gill, everyone was there. And I'm like, Devdas to Dehi, what is Dev D? It piqued my interest to no bounds. And that's when I realized that this Deol is different. So tell me, how is this Deol different? Because you come from this testosterone, 2.5 kilo ka haath family, and suddenly we see that someone is picking a completely different kind of cinema.
Yeah. So I don't go about trying to be different. In fact, I'm very much like my family in many ways.
Like?
They're not very PR savvy, they're shy, they kind of stay away from the spotlight. So all of those things, I imbibe from them. So actually I am very much like them. Family values, friends, loyalty and all of that. I've just always expressed myself in my creativity in the way that I felt was most natural. And so I guess, I always think all of us have a unique individuality and that will be expressed in the way that's most authentic to that person, hopefully. And that's what I've been doing. And I think they are expressing themselves in their own authentic manner, which is different people in terms of our creativity.
Okay. Abhay, just to go back a little, what were your influences of cinema, of acting, because when you get introduced to a world like this, there has to be some pivot, turning point, somewhere that says, let me see, this is what I'm meant to be.
Actor-wise, I used to love, after of course my uncle and everybody, because those were my primary influences. Bhaiya, when he was launched. And then when I started seeing international cinema, I remember I loved Peter Sellers.
Me too. Pink Panther.
Pink Panther, The Party.
The Party.
Dr.
What an iconic film.
Yeah. So I think I liked his style a lot. Yeah, that was one of the actors, I suppose you could say.
You never wanted to move out of India and pursue cinema in Hollywood, but you stuck to the whole Indian milieu?
Yeah, because this is where we'd be accepted. How many brown faces do you see leading a film in Hollywood, even today?
You don't see the change now also on OTT or the streamline?
We're talking about me growing up. But even today, how many brown faces do you see leading a role?
Not many.
Men especially.
Probably Kunal Nayyar, I guess.
But he was in the
Kunal
sitcom.
Nayyar, right?
Yeah. And I haven't seen a film of his or a show of his that's new. But yeah, there is Kunal for sure. There's Dave. But, there's few and far between. So it's not a space. Anyways, I'm trying to create my individuality within this industry, now to add that on top of it.
So I'm coming to that. Forbidden Films.
That was old. That's old news. It's not even a company anymore.
Yes, and now, it's not that you are doing change now, but over the 19 years, I have watched almost all your films. Sochana Tha, Ek 40 Ki Last Local, Manorama 6 Feet Under, Chopsticks, what a hilarious film it was, and Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, and Aisha. So, sab mein ek baat hai, you come across as a very fallible boy next door. Are you like that? Because you don't have the PR machinery talking for you, you don't have any marketing agency or someone who's projecting this image ke, oh God, Abhay Deol is like this. you know, perfect thing happening, Hana.
Yeah.
So that's also misconstrued. But the films don't.
Yeah.
I think the films tell a certain truth. So
Yeah.
how are you drawn to these characters that are so grounded?
But the flaws are yours, as in the ones you pick, or the ones that are obvious to you when you read a script, and then you confirm with the director if they're there, if the director sees them as well or not. Sometimes the director does, and it's a confirmation. Sometimes you see something that director has not, and they either accept it or they deny it. It's a process of finding.
So which one has
Yeah.
been your most favorite flawed character?
I don't know about most favorite flawed, but one of the more challenging characters was Krishnan in Shanghai. And because there was no setup for accent training for actors in India, right? And Hindi cinema has really stereotyped Tamilians, and Tamils don't necessarily speak in Hindi, so you had to find a way to get his accent that was authentic. But what's interesting about him is that he was actually perfect. He had no flaws, in fact. And in the end of the film, he's the only one who does, of the three main characters, he's the only one who does something heroic, which is sacrifices promotion to Stockholm for the larger good. So I think his flaw was in being perfect. It comes to bite him.
So from films, Oye Lucky Lucky Oye and Shanghai, now JLP 50, really enjoyed that. Trial by Fire. OTT, were you open to the whole idea? Because OTT, when it came, everyone was like, serials, actors, mainline actors, serials.
I launched my first film production on Facebook in 2014. That should say something to you.
Technology-wise, were you always ahead of the curve? Because you've also studied abroad and you brought...
I did it in 2014 and no one was doing it back then.
Right now, what is exciting about the tech phase in cinema?
I want to understand AI a lot more for sure.
Okay, they have a whole session on it right now.
Oh, they do, huh?
Yeah, AI session. In fact, one of the first films in AI is being made here, the Maharaja in Denims, by Khushwant Singh.
Yeah?
So he's got the rights, he's written the book, so they're making it in AI.
So they're making AI?
Yep.
Perfect, that's the brave new world.
Yeah, so would you like to experiment with that?
For sure.
You have to have...
Yeah.
Coming to your latest venture, Bun Tikki, what is it about father-son relationships?
That's the most I can say is father-son relationship, because I haven't been given the mandate from the producer as to how much of the plot we can give away.
No, generally away from the film, a father and son relationship, because the Mehta Boys, which Baman Irani has also written and directed as a debut, is a father-son locked down in COVID for 48 hours.
Yeah.
Again, that's a relationship. So what is it, how are fathers and sons, seen in India? It's a very tough relationship.
It's a tough relationship anywhere in the world. I don't think it's an Indian thing.
Okay.
I think we live in a world that is... We live in such unnatural lives, not unnatural to what we are as people, as a species, that any relationship is a challenge right now. We live in systems that are built, stacked against the individual, really. They're really all for mainly corporations and not the person. So they make it really hard for people to survive in this unnatural, competitive, sort of cutthroat world. And so all relationships take a beating. Like, for example, in the US, the amount of work they have to do and how they have to work, there's no time to even build a relationship within your family, even though they really want to. So...
Which relationship has been closest to you? In your family?
In my family? I guess growing up, I was pretty close to my mom. Me and Bobby have a great rapport. Me and my sisters are very
unfiltered
close.
with them?
Yeah, pretty much.
In 19 years, Abhay, how have you seen you change? Because the world knows a different Abhay, but how have you seen from day one when you joined the industry, 19 years down the line?
I think that in the most concise way, and I've been saying this to a few people because it is true, I said I was a rebel and now I'm a diplomat.
But somewhere the fire doesn't go away. I think the rebel is still
Diplomacy
there.
doesn't mean that you don't have your own views, your individuality, your thoughts, your agenda. You can still have that. It's just the way you go about it matters.
So, how do you perceive cinema? What is cinema to you?
Well, it's my life, obviously. It's my source of expression. It's a creative medium. It's a playground. It's an opportunity. It's a mirror. It's an adventure.
Lots of things.
Yeah.
And right now, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Because you are picking and choosing quite maverick projects. And you're like, I don't give a rat's ass what the others say. I'm going to follow this line of thought.
I just hope I'm allowed to constantly make them. That's all. It just becomes tougher and tougher to make them. You would think it would become easier. People keep saying, oh, there's so much change now. What you were doing 15 years ago, the OTT platforms are making that today. And whilst a part of that is true, part of that is also untrue. It looks like a lot of change is happening when actually, and I'd answer this question in the panel too, it's really the effort of individual creators, artists, not those in power, but directors, writers, who are really pushing for change.
What are the challenges, main challenges that you currently that you're facing?
I am facing?
As in when you have to make a film, is it the financial, is it the reach, is it the marketing,
No,
is
so
it
like,
getting a culture amongst people? It takes a generation to understand and groom. This is the kind of
Honestly, it doesn't take a generation to groom. It just takes somebody in power to be willing to really take the plunge and take a chance. Because people's tastes are developed, they're manufactured by media. People don't realize this, but the things they love are also things that they have been sold
it's a propagandist movement at many levels.
You know, and that's why advertising became a whole industry by itself.
Yes.
Because they knew they can influence people.
Yes.
So it doesn't take a generation.
Whole subject in mass communication.
Yeah, so it doesn't take a generation then. It takes people in power to say, fine, let's just change the agenda.
Yes. So, well, I'm hoping that you change the agenda with your new productions and new storylines.
I mean, I've been doing it since I started, so.
But it'll be more in focus now because due to technology and a digital reach, it's going to be more in focus. Earlier it was there.
Yeah, it was
but
more
now
difficult for sure.
it was difficult, but now I guess the reach is it's penetrating into the tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Correct.
That's where you need to hit the button.
Yeah, and that's why so much change is being asked for by our own people.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's reaching much further.
Hope to see you in more quirky and thrillers. Ek 40 ki last local. Are we going to see second season of JLP 50?
I don't have anything like that in the works at the moment, no.
It was really nice. What a ending it had.
Well, JL 50, not
JL 50, yes, JL 50. Yeah. Thanks, Abhay. That's the time we have. Lovely meeting you.
And you.
Till next time, I hope I have a longer interview. Please keep watching Just Talking. Thank you.
Thank you.